Welcome to the Welsh Yogi Podcast. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine.
Hello, Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome back to the Welsh Yogi Podcast. This is episode 51. We've been absent from the big screen for 6 weeks, 6 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of action in the interlude. You've been to India, right?
Yeah, we came back a few days ago. Went to an Ayurvedic clinic.
Oh yeah, that's what
Ayurvedic medicine. So we were attacking Nath Mishrani, and they're a bit older, so it was more for their health. But I think me and Gopi Gita, we also went along to try and reset our health a little bit, recharge our batteries, and also.
You do look healthy, actually.
Well,
your skin's glowing, like.
Well, we felt healthy. I mean, it was surreal. It was like 3 weeks in this, like, hospital, pretty much. I mean, the rooms were nice. We had a nice balcony over, you could see the gardens and the forest. That's the thing. South Korea.
South Korea?
Not South Korea. South India.
Okay.
South India is, like, it's very beautiful, actually.
Mm.
It's much more luscious, much more clean than a lot of the other places I've been. We were in Kerala. And
Kerala's like the Chile of India.
Is it?
Like on South Africa, South Asia, South America. Chile is like this little slither down that coast.
Right.
And Kerala is like a little slither on the left coast of India.
It was a beautiful place.
West coast.
Where the Ayurvedic clinic was, though, it's called, they call it Little Rome, because in that just like village where the clinic was, you have about 85-90% are Roman Catholic, even though you're in India. And
Really?
everywhere you go, instead of like seeing these big temples everywhere with Ganesh or Krishna, everywhere with these huge built churches,
Really?
which had full-on deities in there of different saints, of Jesus, obviously, and so it's very interesting. It just shows how...
Is there... Because I've heard that in some of those churches, the statues of Jesus are wearing, like, dhotis, like Indian clothes and stuff like that. I don't know if you probably didn't go inside one, but...
I just can't recall it. I mean, most churches you go to, isn't Jesus isn't wearing jeans, and it's like he's only wearing like a robe, isn't he?
True. Good point. I didn't think about that. But we went to London while you were away. Me and Petter, we went down to London. Yeah, to see Shivaram Swami, and we went to Soho Street Temple, which is like it's in like a central London, just by Oxford Street. It's like a really
on Soho Street.
Yeah, if anyone's in London and they want some food, they can go to Govinda's restaurant there. It's pretty cool. Check out the temple. But we were on Soho Square, and we saw this building. Went inside. It's like this massive, amazing, opulent building. It was me, Rohini, and Petter, and it was a Catholic church that was there, and it was like absolutely immaculate. You could see these people cleaning the floor, and they had these big statues, like you said, like big deities almost of Francis of Assisi and Jesus and all these different saints. And I was thinking, it's a lot like the Hare Krishna temple in one way, but just the Hare Krishna temple was so full, it was unfathomably full.
Yeah, you can imagine it's such a central location. It's quite a small temple room.
And this Catholic church was enormous in comparison, but empty. Yeah. So there's a lot more life in the. There's a lot more life in the Hare Krishna kind of.
Yeah, that's with anything. It's the people inside that make the building, not the building itself. Yeah, I mean, in Kerala they had, they were normally like the taxi driver. Anyone who's been into India will know they have like a little statue of Ganesh on the dashboard, or just all these little trinkets to do with Hinduism, but it was all replaced with like Catholic symbology, and I thought it was very interesting and quite clever. If you wanted to introduce a new religion into this environment, which is so used to deities and big temples and all these things, then you dovetail it in such a way so they don't have to. It's not such a big leap for them, But
interesting as well, because like you have similar equivalents within like the Hare Krishna movement, different projects where people are trying to present Krishna consciousness in a more contemporary kind of fashion, isn't it? Like in Bath you've got the Bhakti Center. There's no deities there. There's no, it looks like a cool kind of yoga space, but they're giving Krishna consciousness, Bhakti yoga in that contemporary. Yeah.
Sukhadev, because Prabhupada says in the first canto, he talks about how if one has realization, they should be able to present the subject matter to an audience and make it relative and interesting. and accessible. And a lot of the things that we've sort of now in the Hare Krishna movement, sometimes a lot of the way we do things is just inherited from devotees in the late 60s.
Yeah.
So some things we think, oh, this is what we do as devotees, but actually it's actually more, it's coming down from hippie culture.
Yeah.
And we say like, well, that's far out, man. You know, your devotees pick up these phrases, you know.
That was, when you first start hanging out with devotees, I now I don't notice at all, but when I first came, everyone's like, oh man, it's really far out. It's really and I was like, it's just funny because like,
none of us said it before we joined the Hare Krishna.
No one said it, but you'd heard about it from like the hippies.
Yeah, so that's a lot of our sort of
it's far out
cultures like that. You know,
far out. It's so funny because it's like so clearly from the hippie.
Yeah.
Like it's just like
it was acid or something. You're right way out there.
Man, it's far out. And then you just got these like very together people. Yes, it's very far out actually. Like So yeah, it's interesting. Like because ultimately, I was hearing recently about these two lines. Is it
Panchatrika Vidhi.
Yeah, and what's the other one?
Bhagavat Vidhi.
Yeah,
Bhagavat Marg.
So you've got like the external. I don't know if you can explain some of that to me because I was curious. Just about we do like deity worship and we do these external things, but it's not necessarily the most important thing to do, right? It's like it helps you with the other thing, like.
Yeah, Prabhupada, the example is like they're like like in a railroad, 2 tracks on the railroad. They should always be parallel, because if you have the Panchatrika Vidhi,
which is like the temple worship.
I mean, this is what you see in a lot of, you see a lot of like caste brahmanas in India, and you can even get it here. Like if some kids, they're not into, their parents were quite religious and their parents were quite religious, but after a while, if you lose them, if you don't know the meaning of it, then you're just copying rituals. Yeah. So the Panchatrika Vidhi, if you follow, that's the temple program, the rules, regulations, the worshipping of the deity. If you've got all that perfect, what gives everything taste and flavor in spiritual life is the Bhagavat Vidhi. The Bhagavat Vidhi is basically hearing, chanting, remembering Krishna. And if you do that while doing the Panchatrika, then the Panchatrika Vidhi, that gives taste. Yeah. But if you do the Bhagavat Marg without the Panchatrika, then things just, nothing's keeping you on the straight and narrow, and things become a bit odd, Yeah. Like when we go on traveling Sankirtan, we do lots of distributing books, but the whole morning program and everything like that is much more minimized.
Yeah, and you feel it.
Yeah, so you feel the great, taste from going out and distributing Srila Prabhupada's books. Yeah. But you do start to get a bit funny in the head. And then when you come back to the temple, into the regulation, it is like a breath of fresh air then. So both things are needed simultaneously in order to try and help us advance the spiritual life. So
it's kind of like your actual connection with Krishna, with God, and then the things that keep that connection maintained. Like you really need that routine. And
it helps regulate practice. It also helps to do, it's part of the culture. And some people, culture is defined by a lifestyle that expresses your philosophy. So if you just have a philosophy, but it's in your own head and there's no, you're not expressing it in your life, then you're missing something. Similarly, if you're expressing something in your life, but deep down you're not actually, adhere by that philosophy, you'll also feel sort of empty.
Yeah, it's important to have both. I forgot how we got into that though, I guess. Yeah.
But, so we're in Ayurvedic.
Oh, yeah. Because you was talking about how you was going to get all, like, enemas and different...
Yeah, well, it's called I think it's called Panchakarma. I'm sure someone listening to me will correct me.
This is like a Ayurvedic medicine hospital.
This is...
What would you say Ayurveda is for someone who's never ever heard of Ayurveda?
Veda means knowledge, so it's the knowledge of medicine that was given in the sort of ancient wisdom texts of India, like the Vedas.
Okay, so kind of similar to like Chinese herbal medicine in one way, like an ancient medicine system.
I mean it's based on the whole life. Like we used to have a doctor who used to come to the temple. He was real nice. He's been initiated now and he's living in New Zealand. But he was a doctor, and when he discovered for himself Ayurvedic medicine, he could appreciate what it's for, because he was used to, like, patients come and they have some symptom of a disease, and then his experience was you give them some medicine that deals with these symptoms. but the cause of that disease is something else. And a lot of the time, to cure the cause relies on you changing your lifestyle. But most people can't be bothered to change their lifestyle. They're just looking for a quick pill to keep them on track. So similarly, this Ayurvedic, I mean, we were getting medicines like 4 times a day, having these gentle treatments like massage, and with these special oils that they make there in the place, and they have their own medicines. And that's why they said for your first time you have to come at least, I think, 2 to 3 weeks, because it takes time. And then going away, then they've given me a diet I should follow. They gave me some medicines to take back with me. I've got some oils I meant to put on. So it's medicine I meant to take before breakfast, medicine I meant to take before dinner, and every other day I have a head oil and a body oil, and So I'm giving it a go for a month. I haven't done so well on the diet.
Yeah.
But and part of the Panchakutta is also these enemas, which is like, the doctor told me that if enema in the West, it only clears out the lower part of the colon. But this enema, it goes right up into the colon, he was explaining. So they have this like syringe with this like...
Oh, making me cringe.
Oh, yeah. And then they take... Because all the massages and stuff, you're just, these men are massaging you. I'm literally just in my copins, which is... And they give you copins, and there's like these little
like a
see-through... Yeah, like a little...
Strip of cloth.
Yeah, that basically doesn't leave much to the imagination, but still is a attempt to try and cover the family jewels. So, anyway, and then when they're doing the enema, you have to lie on your side, and then someone comes with a syringe and fires it up your your colon, and then
your colon. Have that up your colon.
And then anyway, and then after like literally about 30 seconds, a minute, you need to run to the toilet then. And then they take you and they make something specially for you to eat, and they stand there and watch you eat it. And because it's almost quite an aggressive thing in one sense, so you feel like you're going to pass out afterwards. But it was, anyway, so at the end of it, we all felt great, But then we went to Jaipur, and we were just running around, being busy. Look, it's very busy there, especially when it was coming up towards Diwali, which is the biggest celebration in India. Because we were looking for Murti wallahs or Murti sculptors to find our big Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda.
I don't know about this. This is...
Yeah, you'd really like we went through a few different shops.
They're called stapatis, these people, aren't they?
I don't know.
I heard that from...
Stapatis.
Stapatis. The people that carve the deities. They sculpt the deities, the archer, the form. But yeah, go on.
You would have really liked him, like,
Yeah. Because this guy that you met, like...
Yeah, we met a few. And we were speaking to Vishnubar from Hungary, who's also got experience. And he was saying the way to tell if someone's good, then they'll be able to, basically, if someone's not good or not, you can tell a lesser sculptor from a more advanced one, because they'll have all their sculptures will have a little characteristic that's also the same as the sculptor himself. And you could see that. You say, yeah, this sculptor's got this nose, and pretty much all of these deities have got that nose. And
those deities that you sent a picture of were so beautiful, like in the background.
All right, yeah. Well, that's because this one, he had this small Prabhupada out of marble.
Really?
And it looked exactly like Prabhupada. It was absolutely brilliant. He showed us his workshop, and you had just all these like white marble deities everywhere, and it was just absolutely incredible. Like the talent.
Yeah, and you can see that he's got taste, because if you looked at the colour of the wall behind the marble, it was the perfect shade of blue that made the marble pop. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's an artist. Like, the way that room was presented, it was like the deities were just popping off. Like,
because he studied in London or somewhere, studied art. He's had stuff in the Tate Gallery and things.
Oh, really? And
he showed us his sculpture that's about to be on show in some gallery, maybe even the Tate. It was like this... Like, that's why I'm saying you like it, because I didn't quite get it, but it's like this suspended sort of wave made out of these what looks like tiny paper flowers that are all a little bit brown. And he was asking us, can we guess what it's made out of? Anyway, in the end, it turned out to be cigarette butts that he's been picking up off the floor, and it's some message to do with recycling or using Anyway, had some reason behind it.
No, I don't know about that. I've never been a sculpting guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, it might be cool.
Yeah. So anyway,
so that was right next to the deities, the cigarette butt sculpture.
We brought it out to show us. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We just speak to him. Yeah, we went to ISKCON, Jaipur as well, see if they had anyone to recommend. But the person they recommended wasn't as good as this other guy.
Is he this guy that you're thinking of commissioning? Is he into like the whole Krishna consciousness kind of thing, or?
Yeah, his grandfather met Prabhupada. Prabhupada actually went to his grandfather and says you should, when you're making deities for the devotees, don't cheat them, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But
because it's actually a very special kind of thing, like the deities, because that form is like a way that we kind of earthly sensory beings can connect with Krishna. Like we can meditate on that form and really offer our prayers to that form, because the Archer Vigraha is non-different from Krishna. When you install and worship it in the correct way, it becomes so. It's like a very special kind of moment in the history of ISKCON in Wales, because future generations are going to look at this form, which we're sort of getting now, for a lot of time to come.
Yeah, they're going to be beautiful. Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, they're manifesting in the deity form to distribute love and compassion to all living entities. And when we were in Vrindavan in the Krishna Balaram temple, ISKCON in Vrindavan, that Gauratai there was just so beautifully dressed. But we do kirtan, and kirtan in front of the deities is going to be wonderful. You're going to have to get the gong out.
You got a gong. Dun dun.
Well, because I know that those of you who are listening at home, Bhakta-rupa is a virtuoso on the gong.
It's the only thing he trusts me with, isn't it?
He's a don for the gong.
Oh, look at that stick, like.
Well, you can take your pick out with 2 sticks.
Oh my God, look at that. This looks like my beads.
And pièce de résistance. Where is it?
Oh my days.
Those of you who are just hearing, Bhakta-rupa is opening his gong. Brand new gong. Wow. Do you want to give it a little play for the listeners at home? Wait. Not too loud, it ruins my ears. Maybe just. Wow.
That's meditative, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to use this. It's got a nice tin on that, isn't it?
Yeah. Ooh.
Guys, everyone close your eyes at home and do a guided meditation. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. You could use this for an Atma program.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gopal.
No problem.
I like the patina on it as well. It's kind of rough and ready. You know what I mean?
Top quality gong this is. From Vrindavan.
Vrindavan gone.
I assume.
Awesome. And 2 sticks, because I tear through these things.
Yeah.
Very good. Can use that today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we went to anyway, so we might go with this gentleman for the deities. See if we get them sponsored. And then we went to Vrindavan, and Vrindavan was just chaotic because we had an Airbnb, and it was, the woman was cheating us. It was like absolutely horrible in there. So we went to somewhere else, and did all the shopping that we needed to do for the temple. So if possible, when all the other devotees go, then me and Gopiki and Taknath, Mishrani might go then as well to have a bit more of a pilgrimage, like.
Sounds good. The boys, Daichari, Vamshi, Dayalu, they went to like a very kind of special monastery that's in Govardhan Hill. It used to be a palace, right? Yeah, it used to be. I mean, that's what we call it. It's Govardhan Palace. It used to belong to this king. You can even, you can go up to where the king's quarters were and things. Yeah, it's quite humble in terms of how palaces go. Yeah. But it was just you can't get anywhere better. You could see Govardhan Hill, which is one of those spiritually amazing places on earth. You can literally just see it across the road from. When I was there, you can just do your rounds on the roof, chant japa on the roof, and then you got Govardhan right there. Yeah. Well, some of our listeners actually also went to Govardhan Hill in Cardiff. Last month when you were away. Yeah, we had a massive cake. hell of a cake. My sister was there as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite funny. She was just like, like when you have like adults drinking
Mm-hmm.
and then the kids are the sober ones.
Yeah.
It was like everyone was just like ecstatic and chanting Hare Krishna. And my sister's just like sober, just like looking around the room like, why is everyone so? Like she's just trying to figure it out. Like, huh? But she actually loved it. Like
Yeah.
she was mind blown. But Govardhan Hill. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because I've been speaking to Daichari about his experiences, because they were reading 5 hours a day.
Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Yeah, and it'd be cool to get one of the boys on the podcast just to talk about the experiences, because there's some mystical stuff happen. They met some amazing souls, and
yeah, I mean, it is a wonderful place. Like, you know, I went there just for one day to meet up with the boys and read of Vaisheshika Guru and stuff. And that's what His Holiness Keshava Bharati Swami was saying, that because when you go to this place Govardhan, no matter who you are, you feel at home. And it's because 5,000 years ago, when Indra, when he was hurling down the rain and the storms in order to try and effectively kill the inhabitants of Vrindavan, Krishna lifted up Govardhan Hill and he called everyone underneath it for protection. So it's the only place where Krishna was reciprocating with everyone's relationship to him at the same time. Because normally in Vrindavan, he's with the Gop, you know, he can't, you know, there's one sort of mood he's in when his mother's looking after him, and there's another mood he's in when he's with his, you know, girlfriends and stuff. Yeah. But and Govardhan, no matter what their relationship was, they engaged in that relationship with Krishna in front of everyone else. Which is why, no matter who you are eternally, spiritually, everyone will feels at home and feels comfortable in Govardhan.
yeah, I was reflecting on this. Just it sounds mad. Like you have a massive cake and everyone sings and dances and walks around the cake.
Oh, yeah.
But we do it every year, and every single year we do it, there's like a special type of happiness that's unique to this festival that comes about. It's like like you say, like a homely kind of. It's very.
Yeah, I'm glad I missed it.
Yeah,
It's probably one of my favourite festivals. We're thinking of like
postponing.
Yeah, until we get back. I mean, like Sri Ramaj in Hungary, they did it a few weeks before you. Yeah. Anyway, we'll have a Holy Name Day next Sunday.
Yeah, we haven't had those in years.
Yeah. So anyone who's listening, anyone can come. This Sunday, we're going to have a Holy Name Day. We're going to be chanting Hare Krishna the whole day.
From like, what time do we know?
Usually about 2. But earlier than that, I think we're going to have a remembrance service for Max Ruggles as well, who sadly passed away over a month ago. And so devotees, if anyone knew Max, they can give their reflections and say some words as he makes further advancement in spiritual life. Any advancement you make in this life is never lost. So next life he'll take up Krishna consciousness again and gradually perfect his life.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds like a nice.
Yeah, everyone's welcome. Yeah. Just trying to think of some other stuff. It was a good trip anyway. It was a good Indian trip. You know? Busy. But yeah, I might go to the Ayurvedic clinic again.
You and Titan have had a bit of a. He was telling me you had a bromance.
Yeah, well, you have to have the oil, isn't it? You have to wash. You have to rub.
You know,
yeah. So on the roof. Yeah, I just got to massage Titan out for some oil on him, like, you know. So
sounds cute, like.
Yeah, it's nice. You know, it's nice being with him. You know.
Very good. Yeah, it's been strange having you guys away. It's nice to be, because when you're away, we kind of had to step up a little bit, because there's a couple of new younger boys around, so we had to step up, be a bit more responsible. But it's nice to be a young guy again, like a little, just like a middle of the road person, because I'm not very good at being senior.
So forte is looking after people, like. You know.
Gonging is my forte.
Yeah.
Gong Ed.
You gotta rock the gong tonight.
Oh yeah, did you want to hear the rap?
Oh yeah, go on.
We got loads of rap, me and Charlie.
Okay, go on.
Should I play it?
Cheyenne said he's doing one as well, did he?
I don't know, Cheyenne. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, we've done. We've got a little couple of numbers. We got a really good one with Keshava Bharati Maharaj. Like I asked him a question, and his answer was so amazing, and we turned it into like a garage song.
Go on then.
as you do.
Will they be able to hear this at home?
One sec, I just gotta find the one. I got a video as well. Cavi made a video for this. Not that one.
This is the one you sent me.
Yeah, yeah. But we can have a live reaction because you told me I sent this to Gopal before and he said, "Yeah, we'll listen to this on the podcast." But you had some feedback on it. I
can't remember what it was now. I probably just thought it was crap or something.
I think it's crap now. Like,
no, I don't be.
No, what I mean is since when I recorded it, I thought it was cool. Now I listen to it, I was like, well, it's cringy. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to find a humble state of mind. Man, I know I spent my whole life blind, and I know what I'm meant to leave behind. All the things that pull me back, rewind. I once was lost, but then I got found. The holy mantra, the sacred sound. I say it to myself and I say it out loud, but there's no way I can say it when I'm way too proud.
Is this done on the computer, this noise?
Lower than a straw in the street, lower than below the devotee's feet, lower than the deepest part of the sea. Can you see I'm devoted to trying to heal? Lower than space, lower than the stars, trying to be lower than a blade of grass. I know I'm gonna stay and I know I'm gonna chant and I know I'm gonna pray and I know I'm gonna last. Lower than the blade of grass, 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 lower than the blade of grass. Rules there ain't no hard, no fast. Choose this life and avoid disaster. Get out of bed and bow to your master. Don't expect respect, expect rejection. As you aim for life's perfection and tolerate the pain of correction. Tolerate the rain and sense perception. Tolerate the hate, tolerate the grey. Tolerate the way that they say what they say. Tolerate the highs, tolerate the lows. Tolerate your foes and tolerate your mate.
This is Charlie's addition to the end now.
Yeah.
This is heavy duty, you know.
Charlie plays me.
Yeah.
In the club, innit?
Yeah. Dovetail a lot. It's kind of cool, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it was quite good actually.
The worst thing, though, we don't want it to be like Christian, you know, like cheesy Christian rap or music. It has to be like cool. But I think I'm not cool anymore. I'm 29, a bit too old for it.
Well, sometimes not being cool is the coolest thing you can do.
True.
Yeah.
It's true. Just be yourself, innit?
Who's that? You and Charlie? You and
Me and Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
I made one with Alice as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's different vibes completely.
Go on then.
I don't think it's finished.
Go on, just go where you go.
But that's because it's quite nice to dovetail that kind of or use that kind of thing in Krishna's service. Because Charlie likes to make a bit of music, but now he started like putting Nitai Gaur in it and putting like spiritual vibrations within it. And it's he said it's like cleaning his desire to make that. Like, and now you know, like it gets it out of your system in a good way. Because sometimes if you go down that rabbit hole of just making like, because this kind of style of music is kind of mode of ignorance, a bit lower modes. If you just do it for your own pleasure, then it becomes like it just entangles you in that lower energy.
Yeah, you got to connect it. It's karma yoga, isn't
Yeah.
it? You know, I like to do this, so I'm gonna try and do it in a way that's includes Krishna.
Yeah.
So it's like and by karma yoga, eventually you become detached,
Yeah.
and then you start practicing Nishkam karma yoga, which means you don't, you don't mind what you do.
Yeah,
Unattached.
we've got an amazing thing with KB Marriage. This is all exclusive Welsh Yogi podcast stuff. You have to have listened 30 minutes in to find this stuff because we're gonna release it in like a special way, like somehow package it in a certain way. So it's like a whole
Those who listen at home, give some feedback.
yeah, but negative feedback, please, because positive feedback's a bit boring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think we get any positive feedback.
What's your constructive criticism? Because I was curious. You said
I can't remember.
just
I
sounds
liked it then. I guess at the time maybe.
it's the context. You can't hear it in India. You have to hear it in this. in these modes, it works.
Okay.
This one's with Alice. It's definitely not finished at all. I don't know if this is it even. That's not it. Okay. I hear you.
to the floor. But the floor, it catches me and it won't let me fall down no more. I surrender my life to my Lord, and my Lord, he affords me a sword in the form of knowledge. It ain't knowledge you can seek from colleges, knowledge you can seek from the streets. I preach on the streets, and the streets they preach to me. The streets they reach in deep. The streets are teaching me that the things I do ain't done by me. This world ain't run by me, but the world is run by somebody. And I humbly surrender to the wrong belief, but as a son of God, I'm somebody. I fall down to the floor. But the floor, it catches me and it won't let me fall down no more.
Reminds me like Damon Albarn or the Gorillaz or the Good, Bad and
that's
the
what we're going
Queens.
for.
I fall down to the floor. But the floor, it catches me and it won't let me fall down no more. Being caught by the knowledge I seek, and I see that the knowledge in me will let me be swept out to the sea, helped out by the people who saved me from evil, revealed that the curtain is closing. This ocean has frozen.
You should do a little kirtan and you should do a like I said before, you should do a rap in a kirtan, like kirtan yoga or something. Oh, very good.
When I'm corrected, the feeling so wretched, but I'm gonna work through the hurt to the virtues, and I gotta see that my feelings ain't worth too much. I'm protected, but I feel infected. When I'm corrected, the feeling so wretched, but I'm gonna work through the hurt to the virtues, and I gotta see that my feelings ain't worth too much.
It's cool though. We have some real talented people. Like I wouldn't know how to make music at all. Like I don't know how Charlie and Ellis can make. Do you know what I mean? Like put things together. Ellis just did that on his phone. It's like an iPhone 10. Like he made everything on his phone. We just recorded it into the phone. Like I can write words that like poetry and stuff. But
yeah, it's good.
It's cool.
Yeah, I should try and put it in a kirtan. It'd be a good thing to put on a kirtan yoga. You know?
Yeah.
Something a bit different.
Yeah. Plus, I could give a cool talk about hip hop, karma yoga, hip hop. Like hip means wisdom, wise, to be
You
hip.
told me this before, yeah. Hip
And hop means on the move.
Yeah.
So you got to be wise in your movements.
So hip and hop.
Yeah. You know what I mean? There's a whole talk that you could give about Krishna consciousness and rap. Plus, Charlie sent a couple of these to his brother. That's like his brother's like 11, and his brother was just like walking around the house saying, "Lower than a blade of grass, lower than a blade of grass." This is like Lord Chaitanya's Shikshastakam, Trinada piece in each and a Tarora piece in each.
Yeah.
It's like talking about being humble, whereas most rap is about look
The
how much,
opposite.
look
Like
how
conquering
much I've got.
everyone and
Yeah, look how great I am.
look how many honeys I got and stuff.
Yeah. So it's like it's actually a completely different genre of rap, humble rap. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you got that Stormzy. You know, he was
Yeah,
headlining Glastonbury, and he had a whole. You know, he was getting everyone. Now we're going to go to church. Who wants to go? And you know, this audience is.
Yeah.
You know, mostly it's like atheistic or whatever. You know, but they're all clapping, and he's bringing. Let's go. You know, we're going to praise God. You know.
Yeah.
Some of these,
Kendrick Lamar's doing it too. It's because
Kanye West. I know he's gone completely insane at the minute, but is it early start? You know, he's.
It's the thing is like sound vibration is such a subtle way of influence people as well, isn't it? Like they get caught on the beat, they like the sound of the music, then they hear the words, and if the words are on uplifting things, then naturally they become uplifted hearing it. So it's important. It's definitely sound is more impactful than making a painting. Like I love to make paintings, but I don't get like the sense of like this is helping people as much. You know, like when you write good rhymes, you get a sense of like you feel like okay, this is helpful to some. Like you feel good about it. You feel almost a bit happy. You know.
Yeah, I mean, the best. It's describe the best way to receive knowledge is through shruti, is through hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you're told the sun is this big, you can only see so much with your eyes. You can't work it out. But if someone tells you through your ears, you can get much more knowledge. You can know exactly how big the sun is, and all these different things that, or with the other senses, you wouldn't be able to even enter it. You know? But yeah,
it's cool though. It's a bit of a like how do I say it? Like when I was in the ashram, the first 3 years, just so like fully surrendered to just doing everything, like kind of like my sadhana and everything. But like it's like this creativity was pushed down in there. Like there was no real creative outlet at all, and you could see it was squeezing out. Like I was getting angry a lot more. But now this past year now, it's just bubbled out like anything. Like it's like this reservoir of like inspiration and creativity that's like it's almost getting in the way sometimes, you know. But like we've seen it with the great Kaylee Cannoner as well. Like at a certain point, a person's nature has to come out. You know, like but you gotta get it out in a healthy way, isn't it? Instead of, because you could very easily